Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. French President Emmanuel Macron has announced that France will officially recognize Palestine as a state this September, making it the first G7 nation to do so. Macron plans to deliver the formal declaration at the United Nations General Assembly in New York, framing the decision as a push toward peace in the Middle East. In a social media post, he called for an end to the war in Gaza and emphasized the need to build a viable, demilitarized Palestinian state that recognizes Israel and promotes regional security. The announcement was welcomed by Palestinian officials, sharply condemned by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and labeled reckless by U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Macron's decision could raise diplomatic pressure on allies like Britain and Germany, who are expected to meet with French officials to discuss next steps. In national news, Florida's controversial immigrant detention facility, nicknamed Alligator Alcatraz and tucked deep in the Everglades Big Cypress National Preserve, is back in the spotlight. Governor Ron DeSantis announced that deportation flights have officially begun from the site, with around 100 individuals already removed under the oversight of the Department of Homeland Security. The governor touted the location as sensible, citing its close proximity to an airstrip for quick and efficient deportations. ICE Miami Field Director Garrett Ripa confirmed the individuals deported were all illegally present in Florida. The facility currently holds between 750 and 900 people, but has room for up to 2,000, with more flights expected in the coming weeks. Coca-Cola is shaking things up literally by announcing a new version of its signature soda made with U.S. cane sugar. In a news release last week, the company said the move is part of its ongoing innovation agenda and will roll out this fall in the States. While American Coke has traditionally been sweetened with corn syrup, this new version mirrors the popular Mexican Coke that's long been praised for its use of cane sugar. The upcoming edition will join Coca-Cola's existing U.S. product lineup, giving consumers a more nostalgic and arguably more natural option. The announcement comes as part of a broader push from Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and his Make America Healthy Again campaign, which urges food companies to ditch artificial additives and re-examine their formulas. Uber is rolling out a new safety feature aimed at giving women more control over their rides. The rideshare giant announced that female riders and drivers in select U.S. cities, including Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Detroit, can now opt to match exclusively with other women. While Boston isn't part of the initial launch, Uber says nationwide expansions are in the works. The company noted that women who choose the option can still switch to a regular ride if wait times are too long. First introduced in Saudi Arabia in 2019, the feature has since expanded to countries like Mexico, India, Canada, and much of Western Europe. Uber says it's been carefully tested and refined based on real-world behavior, calling it a first for the industry and offering women more reliable options for safe and comfortable travel. Move over Christmas in July, Summerween is taking over. Across the country, people are throwing festive backyard bashes with a spooky twist, blending classic summer fun with all things Halloween. Think jack-o'-lanterns carved from watermelons, inflatable skeletons lounging in kiddie pools, and beach rings tossed with witches' hats. The quirky celebration, inspired by a 2012 episode of Disney's Gravity Falls, has exploded on social media thanks to a viral TikTok mashup and retailers like Michael's jumping on the bandwagon with themed decor. Dubbed Summerween, this unofficial holiday has no set date, just a shared love for ghouls, goblins, and getting spooky in sweltering heat. Thanks for watching Braintree Today. We'll be right back with more after the break.
When it comes to getting around Greater Boston, the T is the greatest value.
Yeah, you can save big compared to ride shares. I mean, there's no surge pricing, there's no tipping. How about no traffic stress?
You can park at any of the MBTA's lots and garages, and it's easy and affordable.
Just tap your phone and go. It's fast, modern, and convenient.
From Aquarium Station, explore Faneuil Hall, the Greenway and Carousel, and Christopher Columbus Park.
Or hop on an MBTA ferry for a scenic trip into the city.
Less stress, more savings, convenience at its finest. That's the T.
So many reasons to get on board.
Welcome back. History was made in Braintree this weekend as the town's 12U American Little League team captured its first ever state title thanks to a solo homer by Sam Trotta, whose third inning blast sealed a 1-0 shutout win over Walpole in the Massachusetts State Championship. The clutch hit, Trotta's first home run with this team, came just months after a 6-inch growth spurt helped him earn the final roster spot. On the mound, Frankie Fasoli delivered a complete game shutout, striking out the side in the first inning and never looking back, giving his dad and coach Frank Fasoli a memory of a lifetime. This was the team's second win against Walpole over the span of 2 days. You'll be able to see both games on BCAM TV. Just check out the public channel schedule. Now, the undefeated Braintree squad advances to the New England Regionals in Bristol, Connecticut, where they'll compete for a chance to head to the Little League World Series. Those games kick off on August 2nd and will air on ESPN and ESPN+. The Big Top is officially landing in Braintree as Flip Circus rolls into town from August 22nd to September 2nd at the South Shore Plaza. The high-energy, family-friendly spectacle promises jaw-dropping flips, wild stunts, and non-stop laughs that'll have your family and friends buzzing. Organizers say the show delivers electric, unforgettable entertainment that's far from your average night out. Tickets and showtimes are available now at flipcircus.com. Just note dates may be subject to change. Braintree families are invited to a night of fun and festivities as Mayor Aaron Joyce and the Braintree Recreation Department host a free Party in the Park event at Hollis Field on Wednesday, July 30th from 6 to 8 p.m. The event promises food, entertainment, games, and prizes for all ages, bringing the community together for an evening of summer celebration. For more information, visit braintreema.gov. Braintree families are invited to beat the heat with some classic fun at Intergenerational Board Game Day on Wednesday, July 30th from 1 to 2:30 p.m. at the Braintree Senior Center on Cleveland Avenue. Kids ages 5 to 12, parents, and grandparents are all welcome for an afternoon of old-school games like Candyland, Connect 4, and Battleship, brought in by Miss Elizabeth from Thayer Public Library. The event is co-sponsored by the Department of Elder Affairs and the library with support from statewide summer reading programs and local sponsors. For more info, contact the library's Children's Department. The Braintree Recreation Department is shining a spotlight on its Hire a Teen program, a community-driven initiative that connects local high school students with residents who need help with tasks like yard work, snow shoveling, moving barrels, and dog walking. It's a great opportunity for teens to earn a little extra cash or log volunteer hours, and a helpful resource for residents looking for an extra set of hands. The department shares the Hire a Teen list with those who request it, and residents can then reach out directly to teens for assistance. Students interested in joining the list can complete the application and email it to recreation@braintreema.gov. Free meals are on the menu this summer for Braintree kids and teens, thanks to the return of the Summer Eats program. Hosted at Hollis, Morrison, and Ross Elementary Schools, the program offers breakfast daily from 8 to 9:30 a.m. and lunch from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. No registration or ID required. This year, families can expect more than just food with weekly crafts, activities, and more. Organizers say the program is open to everyone and aims to provide not only nourishment, but a fun, safe space throughout the summer. For full menus and more information, visit schools.mealviewer.com/district/Braintree Public Schools or call 1-800-645-8333. Thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll be right back with more stories in the area.
Heading into the city? Don't even think about driving.
The T is by far the best value in the city.
Park with ease at one of the many MBTA lots or garages with rates that beat anything in the city.
You just have to tap your phone or contactless card and ride. No machines, no stress. It's modern, fast, it's easy.
And the best part, you get dropped off steps away from where you want to go.
Hop off at Park Street, explore the State House, Boston Common, and the Theater District.
And don't miss a concert at the Orpheum.
Ride smart, ride the T.
So many reasons to get on board.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now let's get right into more stories. Experts are warning that Massachusetts is facing one of its worst tick seasons in years, with tick bites surging 43% compared to 2024. The CDC reports 125 tick bites per 100,000 ER visits in the Northeast so far this year. Tick season typically peaks from March to August and reemerges in the fall, with the pests thriving in grassy and wooded areas, putting outdoor lovers and their pets at high risk. Officials recommend using EPA-registered repellents like DEET or permethrin, wearing light-colored clothing, performing daily tick checks, and removing ticks promptly with tweezers to help prevent exposure to illness. Quincy police are investigating a weekend vandalism spree that left more than 30 cars damaged across several neighborhoods Saturday morning. The incidents happened near Commander Shea Boulevard, Quincy Shore Drive, Hancock Street, and the Newberry Avenue area, where multiple vehicles were found keyed or scratched. Surveillance footage captured a person repeatedly approaching parked cars on Walnut Street and Newberry Avenue. Authorities are asking anyone with information, photos, or videos to contact Detective Michael Eddy at 617-745-5771 or email meddy@quincyma.gov. In Quincy, a grassroots group called Quincy Citizens for a Fair Raise is pushing to put Mayor Thomas Koch's $126,000 pay hike on the ballot this November. The mayor's salary was approved by the city council last year, boosting his annual pay from around $159,000 to $285,000 starting in 2028. Activists say that's too steep, and they're proposing a more modest figure of $183,000 based on cost of living adjustments since the mayor's last raise in 2015. To get their questions in front of voters, the group needs about 5,400 signatures by September. Their petition also calls for automatic 2% raises for all elected officials going forward, with anything higher requiring voter approval. City Solicitor Jim Timmons says there may be legal issues with putting salaries to a vote, but the group argues the public deserves a say. For now, signature collection is underway, and the debate over compensation and power continues to heat up. After nearly a decade of leadership, Weymouth Mayor Robert Hedlund has officially stepped down from his post, closing a chapter marked by major town improvements like the new Chapman Middle School, Heritage Park, and the Pave the Way initiative. Taking the reins is longtime public servant Michael Melise, who was sworn in as acting mayor on Wednesday, July 16th. Melise is a 25-year veteran of the town council, currently leading them as council president. Melise now leads Weymouth through a transitional period until a special election this November decides who will serve out the rest of Hedlund's term. Two baby osprey chicks in Hingham got a second chance at life last week after their nesting tower cracked and collapsed near the Weymouth Back River. But thanks to quick-thinking neighbors across the water, the rescue came just in time. A hiker at Great Esker Park spotted the downed pole and the vulnerable chicks and alerted Weymouth officials, who then contacted Hingham. That's when Weymouth Conservation Director Andrew Hulton and a team of volunteers sprang into action, repairing the pole and nest before the incoming tide could sweep the chicks away. Former Weymouth Mayor Bob Hedlund praised the rescue on social media, giving a special shout out to Hingham Park Ranger Scott McMillan for his role in the cross-town team effort. Thanks for watching Braintree Today. We'll be right back with more in entertainment. Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now this week in entertainment, we have 3 movies for you to watch. First, The Fantastic Four: First Steps. The Fantastic Four are suiting up once again as Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, Human Torch, and The Thing face off against their biggest threat yet, Galacticus, the planet-devouring force of the universe, and his sleek silver herald, the Silver Surfer. Its brains, brawn, and blazing firepower in a high-stakes battle to save Earth from total annihilation. You can watch The Fantastic Four: First Steps now in theaters. Up next, The Bad Guys 2. Your favorite not-so-bad guys are back, but this time they're not the only ones stirring up trouble. Reformed bad guys Mr. Wolf, Mr. Snake, Mr. Piranha, Mr. Shark, and Miss Tarantula are doing their best to stay on the straight and narrow. But just when things are looking chill, a bold new crew, the Bad Girls, crashes the scene and flips everything on its head, pulling the OGs into a wild, high-stakes heist they never saw coming. You can watch The Bad Guys 2 now in theaters. And finally, Superman tells the story of a hero torn between 2 worlds, his alien heritage from Krypton and his life on Earth as Clark Kent. As society questions old-fashioned values, Superman must rediscover what they really mean. The film stars David Corenswet and Grace Chan. You can watch Superman now in theaters. That'll do it for news today. Remember, if you're a customer of Verizon, you can watch BCAM TV in high definition on channel 2128. You can also now see us in high definition on Comcast on channel 1073. I'm Martha Konstandinidis, and thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll see you next time.